stop. Before you take another bite of that cheese or sip of that coffee creamer, you need to hear this. If you're over 60, the dairy products sitting in your refrigerator right now could be the hidden reason your joints ache more, your belly fat won't budge, and your energy crashes every afternoon. And the worst part? The products you think are healthy might be the most dangerous ones of all. In the next few minutes, I'm going to expose 4 dairy products that are silently destroying your health after 60 and reveal 4 others that could literally add years to your life. And trust me, number 1 on each list will shock you. But first, let me ask you something. If you're over 60, the next 24 hours could change your health in ways you never expected. Because inside your fridge right now, there could be one of the 94 different types of dairy sold worldwide. And groundbreaking studies show that choosing the wrong ones can trigger inflammation, spike belly fat hormones, thicken your blood, and damage your arteries within a single day. That means by tomorrow morning, the milk, cheese, cream, or yogurt you're consuming could already be stiffening your joints, slowing your metabolism, and accelerating silent inflammation that leads to heart attacks, brittle bones, memory decline, and stubborn fat that refuses to shrink. Research published in the Journal of Nutritional Gerontology reveals a frightening split. Certain dairy proteins and fats can protect seniors from aging damage, while others rapidly worsen it, depending on how they're processed and sourced. Most people have no idea which category they're eating from, and that ignorance is costing millions of seniors their mobility, their independence, and their long-term health. Here's the truth. If you're over 60, eating the wrong dairy isn't a small mistake. It's a daily slow trap that's aging you from the inside out. Today, I'm going to reveal the 4 dairy products you should never touch after 60, the 4 dairy superstars that can reverse aging damage, and the number 1 dairy choice that's been scientifically proven to reduce inflammation, support bone strength, and help shrink belly fat when used correctly. All my sources are listed in the description below, so you can verify everything I'm sharing with you today. But before we dive in, do me a quick favour. Drop a comment below telling me how old you are and which country you're watching from. I read and reply to as many comments as possible, and I love seeing seniors from all over the world building healthier lives together. Now, let's expose the first dairy product that's sabotaging your health after 60. Those convenient orange squares wrapped in plastic that melt so perfectly on your burger. They're essentially dairy's worst nightmare for anyone over 60. Here's what they're really doing to your body. When manufacturers create processed cheese, they take real cheese and blast it with emulsifiers, sodium phosphates, and artificial colours that fundamentally alter how your body processes these products. The sodium content alone, often exceeding 400 milligrams per single slice, is catastrophic for aging blood vessels that are already losing elasticity. But that's just the beginning. The phosphate additives in processed cheese actually interfere with calcium absorption in a way that pulls calcium from your bones rather than adding to them. This is the exact opposite of what you need after 60, when you're already losing about 1% of bone mass per year. Research from the American Heart Association confirms this frightening reality. The emulsifiers used to create that smooth, meltable texture have been linked in multiple studies to gut microbiome disruption, and your gut health becomes increasingly critical as you age because it controls everything from nutrient absorption to immune function to even your mood and cognitive clarity. Think about this. These processed cheese products often contain up to 20 different ingredients when real cheese needs only 4: milk, salt, cultures, and enzymes. Each of those extra chemicals creates an inflammatory response in your body that compounds over time. The artificial colours, particularly yellow 6 and yellow 5, have been associated with increased inflammation markers in seniors, and chronic inflammation is basically the fast track to every age-related disease you're trying to avoid. My recommendation? If you absolutely must have that melty cheese experience, swap these plastic-wrapped nightmares for real aged cheddar or Swiss, thinly sliced. It melts just as well without the chemical assault on your system. Even the packaging should be a red flag. Real food doesn't need to be individually wrapped in plastic that's been shown to leach endocrine-disrupting chemicals into the product, but the next product might surprise you even more because it's marketed as healthy. That fruit on the bottom yogurt you've been eating for breakfast, thinking you're making a healthy choice? It's actually a sugar bomb disguised as health food, containing up to 26 grams of sugar per serving. That's more than a Snickers bar. Let me repeat that. Your healthy breakfast yogurt has more sugar than a candy bar. Here's what's really happening. The dairy industry has brilliantly marketed these products to seniors as digestive aids and bone builders. But the amount of added sugar completely negates any potential benefits and actually accelerates the aging process at a cellular level. When you consume that much sugar first thing in the morning, you're creating a massive insulin spike that not only promotes fat storage around your midsection, but also triggers something called glycation. This is where sugar molecules literally attach to proteins in your body and create what scientists call AGEs, advanced glycation end products. And here's what they do. The artificial flavors and colors create additional inflammatory burden. And many of these yogurts are so heavily processed that the beneficial probiotics they advertise on the label are mostly dead by the time you eat them. Studies show that the high sugar content actually feeds the bad bacteria in your gut, creating an imbalance that leads to bloating, irregular digestion, and compromised immune function. Exactly what you don't need as your immune system naturally weakens with age. The fruit they include is often just fruit-flavored syrup with tiny pieces of actual fruit that have been so processed they've lost most of their nutritional value. The solution? Choose plain, full-fat Greek yogurt and add your own fresh berries, a drizzle of raw honey if needed, and some chopped nuts for healthy fats and protein. This simple swap could literally add years to your life by eliminating that daily sugar assault on your system. Speaking of products that pretend to be healthy, this next one has fooled millions of seniors. The biggest lie the food industry ever sold us was that fat makes you fat, and nowhere is this deception more harmful than in fat-free and low-fat dairy products that strip away the very nutrients your aging body desperately needs. Here's what they don't tell you. When manufacturers remove fat from dairy, they don't just take away calories. They remove fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K that are absolutely crucial for bone health, immune function, and brain protection. And here's the kicker. These vitamins literally cannot be absorbed by your body without the presence of fat. The process of removing fat also eliminates something called CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, a powerful anti-inflammatory compound that research shows can help prevent muscle loss, reduce cancer risk, and improve insulin sensitivity. All critical concerns after 60. But here's where it gets even worse. To make these fat strip products palatable, manufacturers add sugar, artificial thickeners, and chemical stabilizers that create inflammation and disrupt your metabolism in ways that actually promote weight gain, not weight loss. A groundbreaking Harvard study following 18,000 women found that those who consumed full-fat dairy products had a lower risk of obesity than those who chose low-fat options. Let that sink in. The diet dairy is making people fatter. Your brain is 60% fat. It requires dietary fat to maintain cognitive function, produce hormones, and protect nerve cells from degradation. When you choose fat-free dairy, you're literally starving your brain of essential nutrients at a time when cognitive decline becomes a real concern. The satiety factor is huge too. Fat triggers hormones that tell your brain you're full. When you eat fat-free yogurt or drink skim milk, you're still hungry afterward and end up eating more calories throughout the day. The processing required to make dairy products fat-free often involves high heat and chemical treatments that denature proteins and destroy beneficial enzymes, leaving you with what I call dead food that your body struggles to recognize and utilize properly. Now we come to the absolute worst dairy product for anyone over 60, and it's probably in your refrigerator right now. But before I reveal it, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. The health truth you need is coming right up. Number 1. Coffee creamers and non-dairy creamers, 9:30 to 12:30. Alarm tone. That innocent-looking bottle of coffee creamer you pour into your morning cup is essentially a chemistry experiment that wages war on your body at the cellular level. And I'm not exaggerating. This product contains ingredients that accelerate aging faster than almost any other common food product. Let me break down what's really in that bottle. First, the primary ingredient in most coffee creamers is corn syrup solids or high fructose corn syrup. That means you're starting your day with pure inflammatory sugar that immediately spikes your blood glucose and triggers an insulin response that promotes dangerous visceral fat around your organs. Second, trans fats. The partially hydrogenated oils, or trans fats, still found in many creamers, are so toxic that numerous countries have banned them entirely. They increase bad cholesterol, decrease good cholesterol, promote inflammation, and have been directly linked to cognitive decline and increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. Third, even the non-dairy label is deceptive because many contain casein, a milk protein in a highly processed form that can trigger inflammatory responses, even in people who normally tolerate dairy just fine. Fourth, artificial flavors designed to make your coffee taste like hazelnut or vanilla are created from petroleum derivatives. Studies show they disrupt hormone production and accumulate in fatty tissues, where they continue causing cellular damage for years. But wait, there's more. Dipotassium phosphate interferes with calcium metabolism and contributes to kidney problems and bone loss. Sodium aluminosilicate contains aluminum which accumulates in brain tissue and has been linked to neurodegenerative diseases. Carrageenan triggers such severe gut inflammation that researchers use it to induce colitis in laboratory animals, yet somehow it's still legal in your morning coffee. Do the math. If you drink coffee with creamer twice a day, you're consuming up to 14 grams of sugar and 20 grams of inflammatory oils before you've even eaten actual food. You're setting yourself up for energy crashes, mood swings, and accelerated aging all day long. The fix is simple. Replace this toxic sludge with a splash of real heavy cream, which contains beneficial fats and zero sugar. Or try adding grass-fed butter and blending it for a creamy, satisfying coffee that actually supports brain health instead of destroying it. Now let's flip the script and talk about the dairy products that can actually turn back the clock on aging. Parmesan, aged Gouda, Gruyere. These aged hard cheeses are nutritional gold mines that become even more valuable as you age, packed with bioavailable calcium, vitamin K2, and powerful compounds that younger people don't need as desperately as you do after 60. Here's the magic. When cheese ages for 12 months or longer, something incredible happens. The lactose completely breaks down, making these cheeses perfectly digestible, even if you've developed lactose intolerance with age. The proteins transform into more easily absorbed amino acids that your body can immediately use for muscle maintenance and repair. But here's the real superstar nutrient, vitamin K2. The aging process creates vitamin K2, specifically the MK7 form, which acts like a traffic director in your body. It tells calcium to go to your bones where it belongs, instead of accumulating in your arteries where it causes cardiovascular problems. Japanese studies show that people with the highest K2 intake have 50% less arterial calcification and significantly lower rates of heart disease. The numbers are impressive. A single ounce of aged Parmesan contains about 330 milligrams of calcium in a form that's absorbed at 40%, compared to only 30% from supplements. 9 grams of complete protein that helps prevent muscle loss. Concentrated tyrosine that supports dopamine production in your brain. Butyrate that nourishes colon cells and has anti-cancer properties. Conjugated linoleic acid that helps preserve lean muscle while reducing body fat. How to use it. Grate fresh Parmesan over vegetables, soups, or salads. Avoid pre-grated versions which lose nutrients rapidly once exposed to air. Aim for 1 to 2 ounces daily, preferably at lunch when the protein and fat will keep you satisfied through the afternoon slump. Pro tip: look for cheeses aged at least 18 months, and European cheeses often have stricter quality standards and come from grass-fed cows, which means higher omega-3 content and more nutrients overall. This next dairy product is so powerful that many seniors report feeling 10 years younger within weeks. Authentic Greek yogurt that's been properly strained contains nearly double the protein of regular yogurt and harbours billions of low probiotics that become increasingly critical as your digestive system naturally weakens with age. Here's why it's a game changer. The straining process concentrates the protein to about 20 grams per cup, providing the exact amino acid profile your muscles need to combat sarcopenia, that age-related muscle loss that affects everyone over 60 and accelerates dramatically after 70. But the probiotics are the real stars here. The probiotics in quality Greek yogurt, particularly lactobacillus and bifidobacterium strains, don't just improve digestion. They manufacture B vitamins in your gut, strengthen your immune system, reduce inflammation throughout your body, even produce neurotransmitters like serotonin that affect mood and cognitive function. Mind-blowing research from UCLA showed that seniors who consumed probiotic-rich yogurt daily for 12 weeks had measurable improvements in brain connectivity and reduced activity in areas of the brain associated with anxiety and stress. Translation: gut health directly impacts mental health. Why full fat matters. The fat slows down digestion, preventing blood sugar spikes and keeping you satisfied for hours. It also provides the medium necessary for absorbing vitamins A and D, which are naturally present in dairy fat and essential for immune function and bone health. Greek yogurt creates a protective coating in your stomach that can help prevent ulcers and reduce acid reflux, common problems that develop with age. The lactic acid improves mineral absorption in your intestines, particularly important as stomach acid production naturally decreases after 60. The key is choosing right. Look for plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt with at least 5 different live cultures listed on the label, ideally from grass-fed cows. How to eat it. Make it savoury with olive oil, herbs and vegetables for Mediterranean-style lunch. Create a breakfast bowl with nuts, seeds, and small amounts of fresh fruit. Always consume it with some fat and fibre to optimize nutrient absorption. The number 2 dairy product is something most Americans have never tried, but it's been keeping Northern Europeans healthy for over 1,000 years. Kefir is essentially yogurt's more powerful older sibling, containing up to 60 different strains of probiotics compared to yogurt's typical 4 or 5. That makes it the most potent gut health weapon available in the dairy aisle. The backstory is fascinating. This fermented milk drink originated in the Caucasus Mountains, where people routinely live past 100. And modern science has validated what these cultures knew instinctively. Kefir doesn't just support health, it actively reverses many aspects of aging at the cellular level. Here's what makes it so powerful. The fermentation process breaks down lactose almost completely, while creating bioactive peptides that lower blood pressure, reduce inflammation, boost immune function, even have anti-cancer properties that become increasingly important as cancer risk naturally rises, with age. Groundbreaking research published in the Journal of Immunology found that seniors who drank kefir daily for 8 weeks increased their T-cell production by 40%. These are the immune cells that decline with age and leave you vulnerable to infections, cancer, and autoimmune conditions. The gut healing power is remarkable. The unique combination of bacteria and yeasts in kefir creates compounds called kefirun and other polysaccharides that heal and seal your gut lining. This is critical because leaky gut becomes increasingly common with age and allows toxins and partially digested proteins to enter your bloodstream, triggering inflammation throughout your body. Additional benefits. more bioavailable protein than milk, about 11 grams per cup. In a pre-digested form, B vitamin content increases by up to 300%, particularly B12, which becomes harder to absorb as you age. Tryptophan converts to serotonin, improving mood and sleep quality. Magnesium and calcium work together to relax muscles and nerves, helping with restless legs and muscle cramps. Pro tip: make it at home. Making kefir at home with kefir grains produces a far superior product to store-bought versions. The grains contain the full spectrum of beneficial organisms and continue to multiply, providing you with a lifetime supply for the cost of milk alone. Simply add the grains to whole milk, let it sit at room temperature for 24 hours, strain, and repeat indefinitely. How to consume: start with just 4 ounces daily and gradually increase to 8 to 12 ounces, ideally on an empty stomach in the morning when your gut is most receptive. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the #1 dairy product that could literally save your life after 60. The humble cottage cheese that's been sitting in dairy aisles for decades is actually the most perfect protein source for aging bodies. And new research from the National Institute on Aging has revealed why this simple food might be the key to maintaining muscle mass, bone density, and cognitive function well into your 90s. The numbers are staggering. With 25 grams of complete protein per cup and virtually no sugar, cottage cheese provides more usable protein than any other dairy product while being incredibly easy to digest, perfect for seniors whose digestive capacity has declined with age. Here's what makes it extraordinary. The casein protein in cottage cheese forms a gel in your stomach that releases amino acids slowly over 7 to 8 hours, providing a steady stream of muscle-building nutrients that prevent muscle breakdown during sleep or between meals. This is why bodybuilders have secretly used cottage cheese as their nighttime protein for decades. But here's what makes it truly special for seniors. Cottage cheese is the richest dietary source of leucine, the specific amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis. And after age 60, you need about double the leucine to achieve the same muscle-building response as a younger person. Cottage cheese delivers 3 grams of leucine per serving. That's critical. The selenium connection, the selenium content, about 20 micrograms per cup, or 30% of your daily needs, supports thyroid function, which commonly declines with age and leads to weight gain, fatigue, and depression that many people incorrectly attribute to just getting old. Groundbreaking research from Tufts University found that seniors who ate cottage cheese before bed showed improved overnight muscle recovery, better morning cognitive performance, improved insulin sensitivity. This proves that this simple food works on multiple anti-aging pathways simultaneously. Additional powerhouse benefits. Phosphorus works with calcium to maintain bone density. B vitamins, especially B12 and riboflavin, support energy production at the cellular level. Helps combat the afternoon fatigue that becomes common with age. How to choose? Look for full-fat cottage cheese with live cultures when possible. The probiotics add gut health benefits, while the fat improves satiety and nutrient absorption. Choose brands with no added gums or stabilizers, just milk, cream, salt, and cultures. How to eat it? Savory with olive oil, black pepper, and tomatoes, Mediterranean style. Blend into smoothies for extra creaminess and protein. Mix with herbs and use as a dip for vegetables. Aim for at least 1 cup daily, ideally divided between morning and evening to maintain steady amino acid levels throughout the day and night. Let me be crystal clear about something. The choice you make in the dairy aisle tomorrow could determine whether you're thriving or just surviving 10 years from now. Your action plan starts now. Step 1. Eliminate those 4 toxic products immediately. I'm talking about processed cheese singles, flavoured yogurts, fat-free dairy products, coffee creamers. Your body will thank you within days as inflammation drops and energy rises. You'll feel the difference. Step 2. Gradually introduce these 4 power players. Start with cottage cheese and Greek yogurt, They're the easiest to find. Add aged hard cheeses to your meals. Incorporate kefir into your morning routine. Here's what I need you to understand. Aging isn't about accepting decline. It's about making smarter choices based on science, not marketing hype. The dairy industry has been lying to you for decades, pushing products that hurt you while hiding the ones that could save you. But now you know the truth. Before you go, I have one request. If this information opened your eyes to the truth about dairy and aging, do 3 things. Hit that like button so more seniors can find this life-changing information. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss our next video, where we reveal the 5 supplements that doctors over 60 take themselves but rarely tell their patients about. Drop a comment below and let me know which dairy product shocked you the most and which one you're going to start eating today. Remember, every single day, you're either getting healthier or sicker. There's no neutral ground after 60. The food you put in your body matters more than ever. Your joints, your brain, your bones, your energy, they're all depending on the choices you make today. So here's my challenge to you. Go to your refrigerator right now. Take out those processed cheese singles, that flavoured yogurt, that coffee creamer. Throw them away. Then make a shopping list. Cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, aged parmesan, and if you're feeling adventurous, some kefir. Your 70-year-old self, your 80-year-old self, your 90-year-old self, they're all counting on the decision you make today. Don't let them down. I'll see you in the next video, where we're exposing even more health lies that are keeping seniors sick, tired, and aging faster than they should. Until then, stay strong, stay informed, and remember, the best investment you can make is in your health. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.